I'll be talking about how to become instantly attractive and start letting go the comparison. We are now in the era where aesthetic companies are growing due to the demand of women either wanting to boost their confidence or comply the beauty standards. From the book of Psycho-Cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz, an American surgeon and author, he found that most of his patients were not fully satisfied with the outcome of the surgery, and it did not even help to resolve their internal issue. Maltz introduced the self-visualization and self-affirmation in order for them to achieve the image they want. Through the process of affirmation and visualization, it will help develop the outcome, whether it's negative or positive. And that's why today I'll be talking about how to instantly become attractive person. There are two parts of attractiveness. Jill Yu is an author of PubMed and Google Scholar. He defines in sprinklelink.com: physical attractiveness is the degree to which a person's physical features considered to be aesthetically pleasing or beautiful, while personality traits are typically defined as the description of a person in terms of their relatively stable patterns of behaviors, thoughts, and emotions. I believe attractiveness is a combination of physical and personality. Whether you are born with a beautiful face or you have inherited a great personality, I believe that can go hand in hand. Well, I have listed my top favorites, and I believe it's attractive and it's a surefire to leave you feeling great. Number one is get spiritual. A spiritual person is someone who relies to the higher authority of this earth, regardless of whatever religion you believe, as long as you consider that another dimension of yourself. Though he or she is intelligent and smart already, yet he or she is still not relying or depending on their own understanding and can surrender and not imposing. This is a person who is comfortable in the unknown or unfamiliarity, to have that equanimity. We do not require bachelor's degree nor doctorate to become a spiritual person aside from your pure heart. Number two is we have to add value. Are we the type of person who complains negatively about the weather, the people, and the traffic? Imagine the person who complains and talks negatively and gossip about everything. I learned it myself, not because I come up something with, that means I'm going through difficulty, and it's okay to entertain and it's okay to talk it out. There are times that it was just a random talk. It was just a random talk that having the urge to just simply validate my feelings. And it's unattractive. It's unattractive. I have learned to pull myself back out of that situation rather than airing my dirty laundry. No one likely to hang out with me or with you. Having you around can leave your partner or your friend feeling depleted at the end of the day. However, a person who exudes positive energy is and staying in the lane is more intriguing and attractive. When you start to position yourself by working on yourself to become a valuable person, you attract more valuable people as well. You attract people who are there to add value to your life. While if you are the person who don't work on yourself to become that precious, to become that important person, you likely to attract also a person or people who are also there to get something from, because they are feeling lack, because they don't have the need to work on themselves. Number three is fill your mind, as what Tony Robbins quoted. Unless you feed your mind, those sufferings will take over. It's amazing the moment I start to preoccupy my mind with dreams, with my passion and my goals. I realize that my mind is no longer clinging to those things that are unproductive to me. And I realize that I no longer have time to petty things. I realize that I no longer have time to overthink. I believe it just makes me feel lighthearted, free, and more focused to the things that I just want. And I believe it's magnetic. On the contrary, the one who engaged to unproductive thoughts and habits can only end up having that detrimental or dangerous kind of mindset. It will just simply reflect on your reactions. When you don't have that productive thoughts, it will show up in your character. Number four is you have to have your own passion. I love how productive I become nowadays. I love the fact that I'm able to do things that I love and just feeling me more inspired. I love that I no longer cling to those irrelevant stories and the situation that does not help me grow. This journey is giving me more energy to help me overcome the adversity. This journey of doing my own passion is just motivating me to overcome those challenges that I'm facing day by day. I've never been this passionate in my life. I've never been this passionate. And it feels breathtaking. I've learned that doing the things that excites you can lower the risk of depression, can lower the stress and anxiety, and this can trigger the happy hormones called serotonin. This serotonin hormone is giving you a long lasting happiness. It's like sustaining you to keep up with your day-to-day energy. I believe that the happier you are, the more attractive you become. The next is incorporate positive vocabularies. I believe vocabularies can speak volumes. I'm a person, English is not my native language, it's not my mother language. I'm the person who will try to keep on improving myself by incorporating new vocabularies where it's going to help me articulate more, where it's going to help me to bring my audience, to bring my subscribers into more deeper understanding rather than relying into what I only knew. And I'm very proud that I'm able to express myself more because of those vocabularies that I have learned in the past, which I have collected from the past, and now I can able to speak more. And I'm still in the process of learning. I'm still in the process of improving. I'm not saying that I'm already good at this, but I believe when you have that mindset, you want to keep improving yourself, then you're likely to do more. Because if you believe yourself that you already achieved this level, you already achieved those goals, that you're already good at that, then you're likely not having that motivation to work on yourself. You likely become lazy and depend on what you already think that you are good at. The next one is staying in your lane. A person who stays in their lane is a je ne sais quoi person. It's a French phrase. It means I don't know what. This is when a person is embodying something in themselves, something in their personality that you can't even understand. You don't even know what is in there, why she looks so magnetic, why this person's looking so attractive, where you don't know exactly what is in there, what they what they have in themselves, why they look so confident. So staying in your lane, minding your own business, is like you are hitting two birds in one stone at the same time, because you're able to maintain your own equanimity again, this word, and at the same time you give space to another person whom you surround. You're able to give that kind of respect. You're able to remain in your own shelf. You maintain that level of security that you have for yourself. It can reveal also a person's intention, because when you stay in your lane, you allow the people to come to you. You allow the people to talk to you, to check on you. You allow them to come to you rather you the one going after people. The next one is non-neediness. This is a non-agendum type of people. A person who is not needing anything or not wanting anything from anyone is a person who can sustain themselves out of adversity. Non-neediness is very important, I believe, when it comes to friendship and any relationship that you would like to form, because you are giving that kind of assurance to the other person that you are capable of handling your own life. And it's a signal that you don't require that much of attention or energy from them. You don't require much of like effort from them, because if you are a needy person, you likely to require more. You likely to require more energy, more time, more attention, and that is unattractive, I believe. People likely will go away from you and they don't want to spend time with you, because you like to always hang out, you always seek for their validation, you want them to always, cheer you up and be with you. And nobody will like that. Lastly is develop a Myst Way. You become the person who no longer boasts about yourself, who no longer talk about yourself, no longer talk about your life. Amal Clooney is one of the examples. She is a wife of George Clooney. She lets people talk about her life. And people likely to talk about those people who are not always seen online. The one who do not show up in the party all the time. The one who always busy. The one who is always knows their priority. This is the type of person who is very intriguing, because you don't know what's going on in their life. They know how to balance their private life and what needs to share, what needs to talk about. The moment you acquire this personality, people likely tend to get curious about you. They start to think about what's going on with your life. What have you been up to? What have you been doing? Where have you been going? And it's a good thing, actually. It's a good thing, because people that are special and important, they likely to be talked to. They likely to be tackled to. They likely to be the person who's always in the topic, and that's a good sign. They allocate space and time for them to think and talk about you, while you are also working on yourself, while you are also improving yourself and your life. So I believe this kind of personality is very attractive, and I'm very confident that it's likely to keep you on track, regardless of how you look like, what you look like, where you're coming from. I believe that's very, very attractive. Being an attractive person does not merely rely to a surface level. It has to accompany with good personality. You could be having six packs or with the bigger glutes and still insecure inside. You could be the average person, but still you acquire these qualities.